Most wholesalers are stuck doing things in hard mode. And I'm going to show you how we get consistent motivated seller leads on demand 24/7 without begging, chasing, or relying on middlemen. Now, my name is Fidel. I've done hundreds of deals. Last month, we did over $220,000 in assignment fees using our Facebook ads method that we call the arbitrage ads. And we do it where we get deals very, very cheap and we make a lot of money. So with that being said, I'll kind of walk you through my campaign last week. So every week we get anywhere from 40 to 60 leads per week, and we contract one out of every 20 to 25 leads. And if you look at our cost per lead is anywhere from $20 to $40. So it takes us $1,000 to get one contract, and we're making $17, $18, $19, $20,000 per deal, and we have a lot of margin. So I feel like the way that we do things is just very optimized. And I feel like not enough people are asking themselves what kind of business they want to run. So for me, I want something simple where we market, we get deals, and we sell them fast, and where we try to make a lot of money, right? But this is basically what we do and what we teach our clients. So if you're already doing deals and you want to see how we can help you implement this into your business, stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to walk you through how we set up our campaign. That way you can just copy it and do it on your own. Or if you need the help, book a call with me. And if you qualify, we'll help you out and implement this into your business. But you're going to start getting cheap leads, and then your team has to contract them. Whether it's you or you have an acquisition manager, you need to be able to reach out to them and put these deals on their contract. So all we do is help you get the people and give you the skills to do it. So you don't depend on me or like an agency, and you learn the actual skill, but your sales team and sales process has to be very good. Now, what is the problem with the current methods? I mean, all marketing works, but like I said, I just want a simple business where I know what I need to do and how much I need to spend in order to get the deals that I want to make the money that I want to take home. Right? So if you are cold calling, you need to have a dialer, a VA, you need to manage people, you need to manage the data, you need to skip trace, and it's just like way more headache, right? If you do SMS, it's kind of like the same thing. And the thing with SMS and cold calling, there's laws and regulations that are suing people and wholesalers for calling them. So I don't want to get into a lawsuit. I just want to have a simple business where I make money without having to do all this extra work. Now, you may also do direct mail, which works. It just takes a long time in order to get paid. And if you are relying on an agency or like an agent or wholesalers, you're never going to control your pipeline, because what we teach you is how you control the pipeline and the deal flow so that you get deals your way and you don't depend on anyone. But like I said, you're chasing instead of attracting. Now, the reason why I like inbound is because you attract rather than chase. So with good ads and good creatives, you're going to get people that say, hey, I want to sell. And if they like you in the video, they're going to submit their information. If you have a good ad, you're going to be talking to more people, and that's what we want. So like a magnet, you're going to be attracting them. And then like a fishing net, you're going to be able to get them. So with good ads, you can get cheap leads. And if you have a good sales process, you can contract deals for very cheap and make a lot of money, which is what we teach and what I rather do, rather than to do the call calling and texting and sending mailers and relying on agents. I don't want to do that. I want a simple business, like I said. So people may ask themselves, well, what kind of ads should I make? You can do image ads or you can do video ads. You can do something simple like this, where you stand in front of a house and then you give them the car offering, sell your house fast for cash, enter your address below, or sell as is for full price. Just remember, be sure to use a photo of a home that's where you live and that looks like homes in your neighborhood, because you want people to relate to your ad. Now for this one, this was an ad that I was running. This is like one of the ad copies that we run. It's worked well, where you call out the audience, sell your house fast for cash. Okay, what are the benefits? No closing costs, no commissions, no paperwork. We close on your timeline. We'll handle everything. And remember to give my call to action. Click below to get your no obligation free cash offer. Now, if you don't know what kind of videos to run, like I said, we teach you how to do that, and the ones that are working and crushing. So like I said, if you want to see what it looks like, let me know. But I made this document that you can just copy and run it your own way. But if you're running a video ad, you're going to have three things: the hook, the core offer, and the call to action. Now, you can record, let's say you record 6 different hooks that are different, and then you have like a main offer, and then you have a one call to action, you can have multiple videos because you record each in segments, and it allows you to have more creatives that you can test to see what kind of angle works best in your market. But you can do something like pain-based, solution-based, or just leave it broad enough, and then just let Facebook do its thing, right? But that's a good exercise, which is going to help you make more videos and do it faster so that you can test and find what the winning angle is in your market. But basically, the hook is the most important thing. It's the first 3 to 5 seconds. And you could do it via pain-based hook, value hook, or a localized hook, right? Now, what does a pain-based hook look like? If you can target like inherited properties, say, did you inherit a property that you don't want? We can buy it as is and we'll handle everything. Now, something that's shock value can be like, don't fix it, don't list it, don't even clean it. We can still buy it. If you do localized, to be like, hey, if you live in Dallas and need to sell fast, then this is for you, right? This is just kind of to get your creative juice flowing on how we do things. But in order, after you have a good hook and the good core offer and the call to action, you need to have a good ad copy, right? Like I said, you want your video to kind of match whatever ad copy you're trying to go for. And like I said, if in your video you're identifying a pain or you're presenting a solution, or you just want people know that you buy houses in the market without agents, you can do so this way, right? Hey, I've helped over 100 sellers sell their home in whatever market. You'll work directly with a local team, right? You can also add urgency and scarcity. For example, we're only buying 2 to 3 more houses this week. So click the link below so that you can get your offer. And then on the ad copy, at the end, you're going to have your CTA, which is a call to action. You need to tell them and make it so simple for them to know what the next step is. So for us, we'll do click, learn more to get your free, no pressure cash offer, right? And then you can do some enhancers like no fees, no obligation, response in 24 hours, local family-based business. But this is kind of like an example of what a good ad copy looks like if you were trying to go for inherited properties, right? Did you inherit a house that you don't want in Dallas? We buy homes as is, no agents, no fees. Even if it's full of stuff, we'll take care of everything. We're local investors helping families like yours move fast. Close in 10 to 14 days, no repairs needed. We even help with moving costs. Click learn more to get a fair cash offer within 24 hours. Then you can do it, something with landlords. I change the location, but let's say it's Atlanta. You kind of get the idea of what you need to have, right? You can also have some advanced copy tips where you mention the city and it helps with the click-through rate. And then I recommend leaving kind of like just having it like broad, like we buy houses for cash, things like that, because you don't want to go so niche that you exclude different areas for people. And then another thing I recommend is keeping it casual, friendly, and personal, because what you don't want is for people to think that you're this like big company that's like BlackRock or whatever. You just want to be able to build that trust from the video, and you get a chance of doing that with good videos. And depending how good it is, the more people are going to submit their information. You can also use emojis just to help with the contrast and people just kind of filling out their information. So with that being said, I'll show you how we set up our campaign here shortly. Walk you through how we set up our Facebook ads campaign. So the first thing you need to do is, of course, have your business portfolio. You need to have your ad account, and you need to connect your Facebook page and add a payment method. But once you're in the ads manager page, you need to hit create, and then you're going to create a campaign based on leads. Now, what we want is leads. We don't want purchases or sales. We're not e-com. So what we want is leads. So all you need to do is basically open up the campaign. And then once you're here, what you want to do is you want to name your campaign. So for me, how I like to name it is basically the budget that you're going to have. So you can spend anywhere from $50 to $100, even less, but I recommend starting at $50 to $100, where we put the budget and then you put the location. And then if you are doing images or videos, that way it helps you identify the campaign. But you have a campaign, you're going to have ad set, and you're going to have an ad, which I'll kind of go over. But once you're at the campaign level, after you name it, we want to turn on the Advantage Campaign Plus. because basically you let in Facebook use the algorithm to spend the money where they think the people are going to convert. And then what you need to do is set the budget. Like I said, I recommend starting at 100. Turn on that advantage campaign budget on, set the budget. And then the only change that I make in that page is you need to select the housing category. I know some people run it without it, but you risk your account getting banned. So for me, we get good results using the housing category. So we don't need to rely on the other method. And I just feel like it's way easier. So you select the housing category. And then what you're going to do is hit next, because now you're going to go into the ad set. Now you need to name it kind of the same way. If you're targeting 3 counties, put 3 counties. And then if you are doing images or videos, or if you're running specific videos that you made, or maybe your partner, you may want to have them in different ad sets to see which one performs better. But basically on the ad set is where you kind of control the location. And where you tell Facebook if you want to do instant form or website leads. But just so you know, we always run instant forms. Basically, whenever they click on the ad, they can submit their information on the lead form, and I'll show you how we do it. But once you're here on the ad set, after you name it and after you select the instant form, you need to select your page, make sure it's connected, and then you want to do maximize number of leads. Now you can do maximize number of leads, or you could do maximize number of conversion leads. Some markets are gonna respond differently. For me, I like to be broad because you don't know what's gonna work, and you're letting Facebook do its thing. So we hit maximize the number of leads, and then if you are testing multiple creatives, what I like to do is turn on the dynamic creative on, which Facebook is basically allows you to upload anywhere from 2 to 10 videos. I recommend sticking at 3 to 4. And then Facebook is going to mix and match that same ad with different videos, ad copy, and headlines that you put on in order to show it to whoever they think is going to respond the best, right? But once you toggle that on, you hit continue. And then you need to put the location, wherever you're going to be marketing, whether you're going to do the whole state or your market specific, or maybe a group of counties together where you do deals. You want to do that here. But after you do that, you don't do anything with the gender or detail targeting or age or anything. The housing category doesn't allow you to. But what we do is we turn on the advantage placement plus. Is basically the automatic setting where Facebook is going to put it everywhere. So in the beginning, like I said, it's good to be broad because you don't know what's going to work. And then later on, you can optimize and do it manually. So for us, like we teach you kind of how to do it and the best way to run things. That way you don't have to be guessing. But after you have that stuff on your ad set, you're going to hit next, and then it's going to take you into the ad level. So basically on the ad level, you're going to name it, like I said, connect your Facebook page to it. And then after that, I always toggle off the multi-advertiser ads. And then with the dynamic creative, this is what it is. When you click on it, you can select multiple videos on one specific ad instead of having to run multiple different ads. Now, some markets may respond different than others. For me, I found that dynamic creative works very well, and it's easier to manage because, like I said, it allows you to add those ads way easier. But after you do that, you're going to hit upload. You're going to add your videos. You need to be sure they're in 4:5 ratio. That way they show on Instagram and on Facebook. And then I turn on that optimize the creative for each person. So what it's going to do is mix and match the video with the ad copy and the headline that you put on here to show it to the best kind of like people. But after that, what you want to do is you're going to have your primary text. So kind of like the one that we saw in the beginning, where you call out the audience and then what is that you're offering, if you're doing like a pain-based hook or a solution-based hook. But after you have that, you kind of have the description of what you do and what they need to do. Like I said, like the call to action, all that stuff. But you put that here where it says primary text, and then you need to fill out the headline, something like sell your house fast for cash, something like that. Or we're buying homes in Dallas, Fort Worth, or whatever. You can try different things to see what kind of works. But what we do is we hit learn more. I found that that works better than the other ones. After you have that, you need to have a instant form. So you're going to click on create form. And then I'm going to show you what ours says. So for us, we do a more volume. And this is the question that we ask. We ask like 4 to 5 questions, multiple choice. How soon do you want to sell? What is the condition of the property? Is the home occupied? Why are you thinking about selling? And then we ask for the address, and then they can submit, right? But after you have that, if you start getting like a bunch of spam leads, you can turn on the SMS verification. So basically, in order for the person to submit, Facebook is going to send them a one-time code in order to submit their information. So this helps to verify their phone number so that you're not getting a bunch of like spam. And usually your cost per lead is going to increase a little bit, but you know that the person who submitted it is actually the one who is filling out the form. So that helps with quality. But after you have that, you're going to publish it and your ads are going to be live. So if all of this sounds interesting and you want to see how we can implement our best ads, ad copy, and headlines that are getting us leads for $20 to $40, and so that you can get conversions where you get one deal every 20 to 40 leads, book a call with me. And that way we can kind of go over the game plan and see if you qualify. And with that being said, I'm going to link a video that I want you to watch right here. Subscribe to the channel and follow me on Instagram. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.